Well, everyone, what do you say? Like, literally, what do you say? Minister Fraser is back at it again. So once again, we have another massive draw right here that this fine fellow has done of 7,000. No program specified draw. Let's slide over and let's take a look at it once again. This is absolutely crazy. So if we slide over here, all right, Minister Fraser, we're gonna bounce you off here. Boy, would I like to get you to come just join me and talk about this, because so many people are so confused. So once again, you can see there's been a draw. I had no clue. I just finished my live like about an hour ago. And once again, no program specified draw. Shivam, congratulations, my friend. I'm going to give you one of these ones right here. Applause for you, because yes, indeed, you should be receiving an invitation. So what do we have? Draw number 245. Today, hot off the press, just literally announced minutes ago, we have this round of invitation that was a replica. I could literally just maybe repost the previous live streams that I do on my channel. You guys have seen, this has been a recurring theme, right? So you can see massive 7,000 draw, massive FSW draw. Like, the minister has done this repeatedly. And in some cases, we were able to talk about it in the very moment that it happened. But it's crazy to think. So you guys can see for yourself, 7,000, once again, no program specified draw. March 29th, 2023 is the cutoff. So what does that mean? It means that if you submitted your application after March 29th, 2023, then you're not making the cut. Well, that's like this. Sorry, this is the date of the round. Sorry, my mistake. The March 29th, 2023 was the date today when it occurred. The lowest ranked candidate was 481, and the tiebreaker rules, what I was looking at, is actually Valentine's Day, March the 14th, 2023, which means that the vast majority of people that have 481 were extended an invitation. Now, this is the fun part. If you scroll down here, you can see exactly who was in the pool. So this is what it looked like immediately before the March 29th draw of today, 245, this round of invitation today. This is what the pool looked like. So you can see what happened in 2 weeks. Well, in 1 week, like 3 consecutive weeks in a row, 261 PNP candidates are how many filed in. They're just being flushed out so fast. Above 500, there's only been 468. So you can see that the high CRS folks are slowly being pulled out. Now, I absolutely want you to comment. I want to get your take on what you think about all of this, as well as Shivam here. I want you to give me your take, and let's talk about this. But scrolling down, you can see all of these individuals, almost virtually all of these 6,859 were drawn, subject to the 374 here, the 468 here, and the 261 here, okay? And this is a no program specified draw, so every single person that is above 481 that submitted their profile before February the 14th, 2023 at 7:35 UTC time would have received or will receive an invitation. So I want you guys to start checking. Those who are watching this, I want you to start checking right now. Have you received an email? If you received an email, let me know. Once again, another massive 7,000 draw. I want to thank my sponsor, as always, Journey Business Plans, for sponsoring what I do here. And let's get your take. I want to hear you guys what you have to say about this. There's a lot of people that have some very big questions for Minister Fraser. Why would you go and do another one? What about the CEC candidates, right? We've got happiness though. We've got Baba Kane, who's applauding up there in Calgary. Great to have you there. Let's see who else we've got here. I'm going to connect back into my mainstream. With these massive draws that we have here, we've got some that are really happy. Pavneet here. This is kind of funny. When I go, I'm gonna try to do a little. Sometimes I don't have the ability to see the way my feed is. Individuals who are providing emojis and some different things. So let me just pull this up again. So Baba Kane seems happy. Pavneet here. This is Pavneet's little little message there. So There we go, Pavneet. We'll give you a shout out. Sahil says scores 1,066, got PNP yesterday, still no invitation and profile. Okay, well, it just happened like just minutes ago, and it can take up to a day. Like when they're pumping out 7,000 of these, you guys, it takes time. So hang tight. Let's see. Anybody else? Manpreet says, this is awesome. IRCC is making up fast for all the missed draws. Well, they are, but understand, unless your score is at 481, and you're a CEC candidate and you're an international student, you're still going to be in a position where you're wondering what the heck is going on. Why does the minister continue to go back and do these types of draws that are no program specified? Why would he not submit in there a CEC to draw people that are in Canada who are waiting, who are languishing on work permits? Maybe they're stuck working for employers they don't want to work for anymore, and they want to have the freedom and flexibility to do whatever they want. You know, there's a whole bunch of reasons that I you know, for me personally, I question what Minister Fraser is doing. And, you know, I want him to, you know, I would love nothing more than for him to be able to explain or at least help us out a little bit with some of the justifications for why it is. So, Minister, invitation is out there for you to come join me and chat about this. All right. Let's see what else we've got for comments here. I know there's going to be some people that are happy. Pavneet's got a wow there. Angie is sad. So we do have tears once again. And Angie, are you a Canadian Experience Class candidate? Or are you FSW? At 473, if they were to only have done CEC, would that have been enough for you to receive a round of invitation and to receive that ITA, to meet the round of invitations and receive an ITA? That's my question, Angie. And then Pavneet says, wish that IRCC continues the same, 462. Well, Pavneet, are you inside Canada or outside Canada, right? If you're CEC and you're languishing, Shivam, it can take up to a day. It can take up to a day. So don't expect it to happen super, super fast. Igor says, hope that IRCC has capacity to process so many applications and that we don't return back to the 12 plus months for processing time. And that's a good thing. In my live, I just talked about this. Let me see if I can flip back to, I was looking up, I've got a whole bunch of different pages. Yeah, right here. So if you look, I'm going to share my screen with you guys again. If you look at this, you can see the processing times for FSW are listed at 30 months, and FSW are included in this draw. And this was last updated just today, March 29th. If we go here and we choose Canadian Experience Class, it's 12 months. So these are the processing times that they are posting. We know that many, many candidates are getting their applications approved faster than this, but this is something that, you know, Igor makes a good point. You know, with all of these individuals, do they have capacity to pump these out? Well, we'll see, but immigration is alive and well. Catherine says, what will happen to people who got an ITA in Ontario Human Capital Priority draws? Now they directly got an ITA from Express Entry. IRCC messed up everything. Well, not necessarily. Understand that in some cases, you can get an ITA even before your PNP is completed. So with your HCP, the Human Capital Priority draw, have you received your nomination? And has that nomination been updated by the OINP into your Express Entry system? If it has, or if it has not, the OINP will see that your profile is locked, and they'll send you an email and they'll say, hey, we know that you got an ITA. Do you still want to proceed forward with the HCP? And, you know, obviously, if you've got an ITA, you don't need the OINP, right? So that's a factor that I would take into consideration, Catherine. And like I said, I welcome your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. When will be 478? Food? Who knows? If they do another round of invitations, then it's entirely possible at 7,000. If they do it in a week again, it could drop down to 478. Is it possible for CRS 412 Mayo to get an invite this year? Highly unlikely unless the minister goes to targeted draws. Okay, Shivam says, if I don't have pay slips to submit, does T4 or bank statement work? Mike. Well, Mike, ultimately, are you in Canada or are you outside Canada? If you're in Canada, then you're going to have T4s. And pay slips, we always want them. So is there a reason why you don't have pay slips? But if you don't, they're not mandatory. You just need a really good reference letter. And yes, if you've got bank statements and it shows the deposits, then that would work. Dan and F, absolutely. There's going to be some people that are sad. I hear for you. Dan and F says, I'm disappointed. I've been hoping they would do something for us who have been working in Canada for several years. I hear you. And that's a question that everyone wants to ask the minister. So, Minister, what is your response for Dan and F here? What is your plan for these? In the meetings that Igor and I attended on the Ukraine initiatives that IRCC is putting forward last week, the ministers consistently held out that they would start targeted draws in the spring. Well, we're into March, we're in the spring, and in those meetings, the minister said that they intended to do targeted draws later in the year, right? So in the later half, I can't remember exactly what he said, but it gave the impression that it was going to be after June, like in July. And so who knows what's going to happen? This has become one of the great mysteries that's caused so much speculation. All right. Muhammad says, without French language, I'm standing at 465. Yes, but with TEF, my score will jump to 507. Is there any other option available to opt instead of French language? Well, like, how do you get the points? It's job offers from Canadian companies. That's where the big points come from. If you can get an LMIA-based job offer to support your permanent residence, then that is typically what we do. Other people, of course, apply for study permits, come get Canadian education, postgrad work permits, work in Canada for a year, then get the bonus points for Canadian work experience. Yeah, Angie, 473. It's, at the scores that we have right now, 481. I know we're going to have some happy people out there. I've got individuals. Let's slide over here again and just take a look at this again. You can see here, 481, just to recap, was the rank for the lowest invited candidate. There were 7,000 extended, and the cutoff was February 14th, this past Valentine's Day. All right, so let's keep going to some more questions. We're just going to spend just a couple minutes, and then we're going to jump off. All right, Abdul says, still 20,000 profiles between 470 and 480. You bet. Until they don't do CEC draws, we'll not go down to to hit all the CEC people. I agree, absolutely. Mansoor says, I'm 478. Why-Akis is so late? I'm waiting for my golden 6 points. I hear you, Mansoor. I hear you. I don't know why Why-Akis is taking so long. I guess, who knows? All right, what's next? And yeah, Malav says, any way to know how many CEC invites left for 2023? We just don't know what the minister is going to do with the CECs. We just don't. Sumit says 478, healthcare specific, invite on my plate. Should I wait for 2 more weeks? Thank you. Sumit, that's something that every single time I will ring the bell and I will say, slide over to our firm and book a consultation. And the best way to do that is just to slide right over to our website. And the link is in the description below. And you can choose to subscribe to our newsletter here, but just slide over and book a consult, and we can talk about that in detail. All right, what else do we got? We could do a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up here. All right. Paulo says, Mark, thanks again for being here for us. So much good information. Great stuff. Obrigado. You're very welcome. De nada, amigo meo. De nada. Make sure you share it. Let everybody know what's happening. Share the video. Ultimately, when we're talking about this stuff, one of the things that I hope is that if people are looking for help, that they consider the options that I have available for them. And many people are probably aware that the Canadian Immigration Institute is one of the sponsors as well of what we're doing here, these live streams. And those of you who are receiving these ITAs, you do not have to do it on your own. There is our Express Entry course that I just finished the master class just days ago, but with all these draws, I'm more than likely going to do another one right away. We had a great group of people that went through here. This is chock full of information and guidance and direction for you. And if we go here, let's see if I can pull it up. This is exactly what the course looks like if some of you are new to this. You log in, and the course itself has literally videos on every single aspect of the process. I delayed in doing targeted draw videos for this until the minister actually starts doing them, and I'm glad I did. So there's over 57 lessons. There's over 10 hours of on-demand content. And I will do another masterclass right away here where people can come in and ask questions and get all the information they want. The Mastering Your Documents section here is chock full of every kind of document that you could possibly need. If we look at the records of employment, they all look like this. There's always a video. I have 23-minute long video alone educating you on all aspects of these records of employment. And then I have a ton of resources. FSW, CEC hours of work calculators, record of employment checklist. What if I can't get a reference letter? A sample that you can use reference letters, Knox selection tool, and a sample of how I use my Knox selection tool. And then I have over 30 different sample reference letters for you to look at. Real live letters that clients we've represented have used in the past. The information's redacted, but you can clearly see that they come in all shapes and forms, but they all contain those essential components. So check that out. It's all available for you. And then also on our firm website, you will see right here about us, our approach. We work directly with our clients. You can hire us to help you make sure that you get your application completed right the first time. And you can read all about our direct lawyer direct process and how we basically cut out the middle people. It's just us. There's no middle people. And this is something that my clients, I just met yesterday with some clients who are just awesome. They're here, and one of the things, they'd used a different outfit on 2 occasions, who actually I think they should sue personally, because after paying them the money, they came across my channel and decided they'd rather have us help them, because they could never speak with the lawyer, they could never speak with the consultant. They all only dealt with the low-level intake person, and they had lots of questions that just went unanswered. Well, that's completely eliminated with our process here. Our direct lawyer-to-client process, you directly communicate with us. We teach you how to put your application together, and then together we review it and we submit it. And we, literally, you've got 2 heads that are smarter than one, and you get one of those heads being highly experienced immigration lawyer. So that is, I don't do a good enough job telling people that with Holthe Immigration Law, you can hire us and you can learn more about what we do on our website. We've got a ton of information, work, study, immigrate. You can learn all about it. And then it all starts with a consult. So all you have to do is click on speak to a lawyer, and away you go. All right, let's wrap up with a few more questions from people. And yes, by all means, go in, register. The links are in the link below. Register for the next course, and let's move forward. All right, John Brown says, hope they do not keep doing these draws and then they have a pause. That's entirely possible. That's a good question. Thanks, Mark Mohammed says, for your response on queries. Appreciate that. I'm 483, still no invite. Wilhelm, wait, it could be all day. And any chance for 470, Shashi says, I think it'll be a while. Same thing, 460, only targeted draws. I think are we going to ever see 460? All right, guys. So that basically is what's happening in this crazy world that we're in right now. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in. We'll see what the future holds. But my goodness, I think there's a lot of people that are CECs that are actually a little frustrated. But once again, another Express Entry massive draw, hot off the press. Take care, you guys. And I wish you all the best as you navigate this crazy world we call Express Entry. Take care.